Welcome back to the show. So what we've commonly found with double matches is that the second one is always terrible. So focusing on the first, Janko, what were your thoughts?
I think it was rather interesting, strong T sides from both teams, but Cloud9 was able to close it out in the end. It's interesting to see how Optic in both games really struggled with that outer rush, basically from Cloud9. It seems like they don't really have a protocol set in place of if that starts happening, who's gonna take care of which part of the outside bomb side. It was confusion every time, and Cloud9 did a great job of exploiting that.
Thoughts and feelings, lads?
Disappointment, I guess, in Optic in the second game. But, as you said before, it's likely to happen that one team just almost tilts off the planet, and that's exactly what Tarik and Mixwell did. So, it's Cloud9 basically showing their dominance. It's what I expected from them. On a good day, Optic probably would bring it to Cloud9, but they lack a bit of consistency on their squad, and that's where Cloud9 tends to exploit the matchup.
Anything for you? You're happy with that?
I mean, I wouldn't disagree with any of that. I think it's where it kind of struck me that they were never, it wasn't just on the outside bomb site, on the inside bomb site as well. Cloud9 were always just pushing it right to the back of the site and denying all the rotates. And again, there was just never any kind of solution found for this. And like you said, confusion on the outside, they just never seemed to know where the terrorists were coming from. And they were getting called out all the time. There was never a sense of, maybe we should just really set down on Ivy. Maybe we should just try and hold on to the alleys. They never really decided what part of the bomb site they actually wanted to make their stand on.
Janko, it's time for you to poke our table.
Poke the table. This is going to be an example because Optic decided...
Oh, actually, apparently it's a demo first. So you can poke the table afterwards.
What? No. It's the drawing first, James.
According to producer Reese, who likes to throw a spanner in the works every now and then.
Okay, producer
What would you like to do?
I would like to draw first.
He wants to draw first, producer Reese. All right?
Make it happen. You see? Easy.
He's a terrorist, or he tries to be.
So, I mean, Optic also had a good T side, and this is an example of how they utilized what they did earlier in the half to their own advantage. They went a lot to the outer bomb side, even just dry peeking for contact plays in gun rounds. So this is actually a round where they're on a force buy, and they decide to actually go for a fake of what they have been doing before, because they've been winning rounds by going outside. You can see Rush throwing a flash, same as he does every round. You can see a bunch of smokes flying on the outside bombs, and you will see later from the in-game point of view, this basically completely obstructs the vision of the CT players. They can't have any idea how many players are outside, if any, but they need to react to it somehow, right? And you can see how Skadoodle is also moving to the outer bomb side. Stewie kinda started moving, but because they got no contact with the actual players, he gets a read pretty early on that it's a fake, but it still allows for Optic to make their way towards the bomb site and even have, I think it was Rush who was the first player in, to pass and advance towards the back of the B bomb site, which is something that is extremely important for the T's. Unfortunately for them in this particular round, first Stewie gets 2 great kills, because the problem with a fake like this is, because you see that Optic utilized, I think, at least 4 smokes to smoke off the whole of the bomb site. I think there was probably a 5th one somewhere. They're lacking, no, actually, Rush actually still has a smoke, so maybe he should have just thrown a smoke here as they were going to explode onto the bomb site, because you see how Stewie managed to get 2 kills because there was no smoke to obstruct his vision. And unfortunately for Optic, he gets 2 kills. Rush is able to get 1, but immediately gets traded, and Optic lose the round. But it's a good example of how, with a clear game plan, you can force reactions from your opponents and then exploit that. Now you can see in-game how it looked like. Completely obstructed vision for the CTs. You can see how they are throwing back nades to stop a potential rush if it's coming. And you can see here Stewie starts moving, but then realizes that it's probably a fake stays. He also throws a molly, which is a good reaction for him. If you want to rotate, throwing a molly, even in case you're wrong, will at least do some damage to the T's coming in.
Nicely done. Good day of games for Cloud9, and not the best day of games for Team Liquid, that is for sure. Not the best day for emotional tweets either, perhaps.
I mean, seems like not the best couple of weeks for Team Liquid. I think it's pretty clear at this point that they're having some issues within the team that might not just be related to the stuff within the game. So that's obviously a big issue, not something that can always be, that they can easily overcome. Even so, it's up to them to try and figure things out. They don't have any time for it, basically, because they're going to participate in Oakland this weekend. But after that, the major is coming close. They have the Legends spot. They have to decide which roster and how are they going to approach that tournament.
Well, guys, your casting has also come to an end. Any last words before we eject you from the building?
Oh, it's been a fantastic honor. Great to meet you guys and to work with you. Great studio, great people behind the scenes as well. Shout out to all the guys who've worked hard tonight. Yeah, I'm hoping to see you guys soon.
Yeah, this whole thing is sort of unreal. I'm just really thankful to you guys for bringing us in here. It's been a fantastic experience. I hope you do it again next year. I think this is something that more people should benefit from.
Yeah, me too. So what are your respective Twitter accounts for anybody interested out there?
I am Dowse TV.
And you can find me at Jack Evans Casts.
All right, thank you very much, guys. So that brings our broadcast to a close. But just before we go, don't forget our finals are coming up in Anaheim. Anaheim.csgoleague.com. You can find the information there. You can get VIP tickets for $75, or you can go absolutely free if you are a filthy student. Just make sure you have ID. Anaheim.csgoleague.com. Full information there. And we'll close the show out with the most recent episode of Dan versus James. See you later.
This time now, my brother. Come, follow me. Move it.